Hello, it is Lord Haywire. When I hit my, oh yeah, it did do something. When I hit my hotkey, I saw something changed. Unlock selected. I don't know what that even means. I am streaming some 2D Forex. It's all tiny. It's all because I started Unity the other day and I haven't restarted my computer. It's all tiny up at the top. We're using 4.2.3 Godot. We're moving everything from Unity to Godot. We're working on stuff. We got some exciting rainbow text down here in my logs. We're just going to do a quick run through and make sure everything's working. Keep an eye out for bugs to write on my list of things to fix. So currently, what do we got going? You can click on each county. Each county is assigned the faction color. These two are the same color because they are the same faction. This is the player faction. We have how many people are there and how many are idle. We have the heroes that we're just duplicating right now. That was just for a test. We'll get rid of that in 2 seconds. That will be the plan. In 2 seconds, we shall get rid of that. And the next thing we're going to do after that is going to be that we're going to turn this whole little area right here into a button, and you'll be able to click on that and it will show the population. And just dawned on me, we probably want another button that will show the idle workers, even though they're the same right now. But the main thing we want to do, and I actually updated the GitHub the project in here to, we want a population list and we want the population description panel. And the population description panel is going to have to work with when we click on these names down here. We'll bring up the same panel. And I think we're going to have the panel go all the way over like this. It'll be this big giant fucking panel. I think that's the plan. It's awful quiet. I'm going to start my music. You guys can't hear it. I know I say that every time because when I don't say it, someone says, we can't hear your music. And I think some people would like to hear it, and some people would, probably most people would not want to hear it. It's like usually punk rock music, like older punk rock music, but it's weird saying punk rock music. I don't know. It feels weird. Anyways, here we go. We're going to get started. First, we're going to pop up this thing and get rid of these duplicates. That is probably under, I'm getting kind of having issues with my sorting over here, how things look. So I'm going to have to somehow rename things to find things better, because I feel like like I said, I'm really kind of having an issue finding things. The duplicate for this, we were doing that in the county population generation. So let's open that guy up, and then we will get rid of the duplication. We just added them there for testing. I was patiently waiting, but it was... Okay, it wasn't done. Let's see. I put a note on it. The fuck is this? Oh my god! I just started streaming, and I got one of those things there that of a person I get to report them to Twitch. I'm reporting their chat messages, and they are spam. Selling followers. It's probably a scam as well, but it's definitely a bot. Selling followers. I still am so curious how much money these people make, because it doesn't seem like it would be worth their time. I mean, you know, the time of just setting up the bot to spam people who only have like one viewer, you know, because I assume that's what they do, is they look for people without chat, anybody in chat, you know, who've chatted, and then they look for some reason I lost my X button. There we go. To get out of looking at someone's profile. And then, you know, my Discord thing didn't work yesterday. I wonder if it's working today. It's not. Well, good thing I took that off my list. Yeah, I can't get this thing to go away. I don't know what. Guess it doesn't really matter. What's this button? There we go. It's that button. I figured it out. Yeah, I wonder why my Discord thing. I looked at it earlier. Anyways, and it seemed fine. This to me looks like we can get rid of this. This was just something. So let's, maybe we do need it, and I have forgotten. This is what we want to remove, though. This is just for the test. So since I have removed some code, let's rerun this. And we should just get one hero down here. We got 0 heroes, but I think we got to click on somebody. There we go. Deborah, and then we can actually check in these logs to make sure. I clicked on the top person. Deborah Riviera is a female. It sounds so weird to say it, though. She is a female. I started streaming a little earlier today because I didn't have anything else to do. Isn't that a great reason to stream? I had nothing better to do. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the county info panel. So let me think about this. I thought about this before I streamed, but let's double check my brain here. If we turn this on, the only way you're going to be able to get to the population list is if this is open. So it's going to be a sub part of the county info control. Yeah, it's going to be a sub part of this because the only way you can get to it is if this is open. If my brain is working correctly here. How's it going? I haven't, I used to have Comcast and that stuff. It would be regularly in the very early morning that it would have issues. I don't want to say who I have now because I don't want to advertise for them. That's how anti-advertising I am. I'll only shit talk places. It's really weirding me out how videos now have sponsored content in the middle of them. Like, who thought of that? And then it caused like this bandwagon. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon. You know what we're gonna need though is we're gonna need a horizontal box, an H box right here. So it's gonna be. We're gonna add this. After, man, I'm good. I wish I had a sauna or a hot tub. One of my friends has it, and I was asking him, because you always hear these horror stories of, oh, this is actually not in the right. These horror stories of how much effort it is to maintain those things. No, we don't want this here. I want this down here. No, not that. Like this. It's got to be over here. And we'll put it anchored to the right. How are we going to do this here? Oh, I know how we're going to do it. So I asked my friend, I was like, is it like as awesome as it seems? Is this in the right thing? I've done something by putting this inside of here. It has caused some sort of issue. We actually want this centered. And we're gonna do this, but we're gonna put in. And so this is I'm telling this story so terribly. I say one sentence and then I'm like, I say half a sentence and then I pause. Anyways, he said it was amazing. The upkeep was not a big deal. So I always said I was going to get a pool. That was an accident. I somehow unmuted myself on my Twitch thing there. I was trying to type in margin. I'm going to go away from that page. Every house has a sauna, pretty much, huh? That's kind of impressive. But I guess in Finland it's very cold. Is it freezing there now? I was just outside and I was like, oh my god, it's so cold. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this thing in a margin container. And we're going to expand this margin container out. Then we're going to put this margin. We're going to put a margin right here. I think this is 200 wide. So we're going to put this margin here. And the left is going to be 200. And then, you know, we don't even need this, but we do need a V box in here. This is going to look like shit at the beginning. And then in the V box, we're going to need a label. We'll start with a label. And then, we're going to need, let's put something in here. County population. I have some friends in Canada, and where I'm like in a Discord with them, and I noticed that they were talking about it snowing already, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? It's not that far." We're gonna need to put a top. I think this is at 26 for some shitty ass reason, but that's gonna be at 26 instead of 25. That's really hard to see, though. Does it really look that hard? It does. It really looks that bad. All right, let's fix that. We'll get it. It'll give us a chance to fuck around with some stuff in here. I fucked around with this on a different, for my other game, and there was some options. Let's see, what did I do? What did I do? There was, let me think, was that no, it was definitely text. I made like this giant like stamp that it looked like, you know, like you stamped it type thing. It wasn't very good looking. That wasn't when I started talking. That wasn't the plan, to say that it didn't look good, but that it wasn't that good looking. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be in the control. Maybe it wasn't a label. No, I guess I could open it up and look. Yeah, let's do that. Luckily so that's another, I know I mention this like every time. With Godot, it's not like with Unity, it opened two of them. Oh my god, my computer's gonna shit itself. With this one, it's not that big of a deal. With Godot. Let's see. It's going to be under my demon card here. See, like, it doesn't look that good. What is this thing, though? Yeah, just a label. It's under theme. Oh, I put in a theme, though. Okay. Trying to remember what I did. But it looks like we could just do it here. We could make it a little bit bigger. I don't know what it defaults to. Let's say 16. That didn't do anything. Let's say 32. That's pretty big. That's bigger than anything we've ever made. So let's not do that. Let's do 24. We can make the color. I wonder if we want to just make it black. I mean, so I had the same issue when I was doing this before in Unity, where everything was like black to start with, and then it was hard to see in certain things. So then I had to change everything to white, which is, I think, like in my first Godot stream, I was talking about how stoked I am that the themes, we will be able to set themes, because then you could just change one thing instead of having to go through all of these and change them. And now I've fucked myself because I didn't use a theme. But let's just continue with my self fuckage. I wonder why I put a theme on the other one. Anyways, that will work for what we're trying to do here. And this looks like this goes over to here. And this is in the V box. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to have a giant list of the population. And this is going to be more tedious than anything else. Let's start renaming this stuff though. This is going to be population margin container. This is, stop it. I moved it with the arrow keys. This is going to be population VBox container. Actually, this should be one word. This is going to be population title. And you know what we're going to also need is another label. Let's delete this label, actually. Let's duplicate this label. And we're going to need this, though. Let's see. So that maybe this shouldn't be a label. No, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to delete this thing. We're going to need a horizontal, an H box here. And it doesn't have anything in it, which is fine. And then we're going to add in a label. We're going to add in a label. I was thinking. That was my thinking face. And this will be like name, let's say. Let's fuck around with this theme thing for a second here. Let's try to figure this out. It can't be that hard, right? All I want is the text to be black. For all items with this theme. And I looked at this like right at the beginning. I think you gotta add. No. It's such a pain in the ass to set this shit up, especially when you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I think we want to add a label, actually. Add type, label, font color. Okay, I see what it's doing over here. Can I rename this theme? Save as. Okay, so this is type label. Font file. We don't want different font size. Okay, this makes sense down here. So we want the font size, and there was a color over here. And colors. This is all we care about right now. Shit, the fucking font size is going to be different, though. Oh, no. Let's look. Man. Did you switch from, system as in computer, or did you switch from 3.5 or whatever to 4.2? Man. What are the sliders on, I'm looking at your thing still. What are the sliders? Or whatever these are called. Find my right thing here. So if you want, and I offer this to anyone who helps me in chat, I can add you to the README of this since it's open source because you've helped me, and it's not very exciting, but here I'll show it to you. And I decided that it would be better if people wanted to, they could put a link too. So like Joker, he's been helping me, and so I added him in there. That's his other name. But if you want, I can add you on here because you've been helping a bunch. And if you want to give me a link, I can link to some of your stuff, like your plugin. Do you want a link on there? I don't think this thing's gonna work for what I'm doing. I guess I would have to do 2. Yeah, let's not fuck with the theme just yet. Let's get rid of this. We can just theme override everything. It's a bummer, but we'll have it black. The one that's right above. You want the whole page or just your one plugin? I'm using my that didn't work. I'm using Notepad for this is what I do at my job too, is oh right, it doesn't work through OBS. I gotta go over here. It's like I can't pay people, so I give them exposure. No, it's not what I'm trying to do. Uh, I can't pay. Basically, I feel like we got to support each other as best we can, if that makes sense. It's hard enough doing all this shit alone. You know what I mean? Like, you're out there in the wilderness of programming, and make sure I didn't have any typos on here. We got to help each other out whenever we can. That's my theory. The suffering, like, once again, I felt like I was finally past the majority of the suffering in Unity, and now I'm back to the suffering again. So we're gonna have a few things up here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this shit to line up, but we're gonna do it. Actually, I know how. No, I don't. We're gonna need a panel container here first, so this needs to be in a panel container. And then this needs to go in here. Oh, look at that. We don't want that. It's under material. No. It's under, I've done this like 10 times at this point. I should know. Here it is. There we go. So what we're going to do is, so we need like basically what I'm doing is we're going to have a name, whatever, name, sex, construction skill, I guess. We're going to have all of their stats up here, but we need to say what those stats are. Let's just start with name for now. And then, so this panel container is gonna chill. We'll call this column. No, column. I never know how to spell column. Is it column like Gollum, or is it column like column? I always have to look it up. Column. Oh, it's only one L. Well, okay. One L, but like Gollum. Column panel container. Now that doesn't make any sense. We gotta call it something else. Header. Column header. There we go. You know, I haven't reread Lord of the Rings in a long time, and I probably need to. I used to reread it every couple of years, and then like the movies came out. God, this is a long time ago, and they kind of made me less interested in reading it. Like now, I imagine Aragon looking like whatever that actor's name is, and Legolas looking like that other dumb actor, and it kind of like it's not like the books are worse or anything. The books are still amazing, but I don't want them whatever they look like in my imagination before that has been destroyed. So I've been less interested in rereading it. I don't know if I probably reread it one time since the movies came out. Um, so I think we're gonna do a second. We're gonna have another label in here. We're gonna need two for our testing at the very minimum. This is gonna be their sex label. Sex. And then we're gonna have to. Oh, it's not gonna work with this thing here though. The H box isn't gonna work with this panel container here. So maybe we don't need that. Let's put this over here and see. Um, those movies are old as fuck, but yeah, that's gonna, I guess that's how we're gonna do this. Yeah, we don't need the panel container. Now I need to figure out how we're gonna do this. Yeah, that's not gonna have any effect on this thing. It's probably over here. We're gonna have to put some sort of margin in. But yeah, so I had these copies of the books that were hardback. They're once again like I collect all these fantasy and sci-fi books. They're not valuable or anything. They're only valuable to me. Like when I say collect, it's not like I'm collecting valuable manuscripts and shit. Uh, but I had Lord of the Rings, like this hardback that I really liked, and so my friend, my roommate at the time, asked to borrow them, and I was like, sure. And then her dogs ate them. Just like, so they're still readable, but they're all fucking chewed up. And I don't know if I've read them since then. I should probably just toss those if they're still around. Uh, so what I'm thinking here is I need to move this over. I could put just a white empty label, but I don't want to. I want to see if there's a way to do this. Yeah, exactly. Um, Separation. Here we go. It's this, like 50. Yeah, this is what we want. So because we're gonna have a bunch of these, but we want them to be. I wonder how it separates them because the names are gonna be different sizes. Well, we'll find out. Let's do right now. Let's do like 500 because we only have two things, and we'll see how that works. Then we're gonna create another one of these, and this is gonna be individual. No, we'll just call it population list prefab HBox container. And this is going to be a scene that will instantiate in here that has the people's actual names and stuff. And lining this stuff up might be kind of a see, we already have issues. Yeah, so it's the separator that's the thing. The separator's not going to work. Where the fuck was that thing? Oh, I put that in the... in here. Yeah, this is the wrong spot for this. Let's turn this off. And let's turn this off. What the fuck was that? Theme override. All right, so it's got to be this. No, it can't be that. How are we gonna do this? Let's see. No, I don't want that. I probably should. So I have so many books that I need to reread, but I should probably definitely put that one back on the list. I'm trying to reread the books that I've reread less. It's not gonna be any of that stuff. That's kind of what we want it to do, but we need it to be. We need it to be a consistent amount. The container size doesn't matter. Separation isn't going to work. Maybe if we do separation with it centered. Let's see how this looks here. No, that's not going to work either. I think I'm doing this wrong. Wait, wasn't there like a chart? There was. Actually, I saw it on one of Joker's tutorials, and I didn't watch it because I was like, this doesn't apply to me. There was some sort of chart thing. Gotta type in the right thing. Grid. It was a grid. A grid container. Don't do separate, use expand on them. So each, well, all right, let's go back to that. If I can get out of here. Expand on the name. Well, let's get rid of this, or both of those. Font size, not style. But will it know that there's two of them in here? Well, I guess we'll find out. I can't tell if that's wow, that's working with two of them in such a big space. Let me do that with this one. All right, let me see here. Container size, name label to shrink. to shrink, start, and expand. Sex to shrink, end, and expand. Let me do this 1 second, and then I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, this one has fill. Fill. But then we want this one. These are all set up differently. How does it know the size? These are different. These are, oh no, they are the same size, but they're not. Oh, do they? Well, let me see here. Where was that in? Well, let me go back up to these ones because these are fill, expand, fill. Well, I want it to be in the center. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter where it is. Why are these different sizes? Because of something up here. No, that one's center. They both take 50% of if they both are expand. 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 Vertical doesn't matter. So that's hopefully the plan. But they're not, they're taking a different amount. Fill. Oh, wait. Shrink, begin. No, we want fill. Wonder why this one is not. Neither these aren't 50%. Is there a max size they can be, maybe? Gotta close my heater vent down here. Speaking of being cold, not a big fan of like hot air blowing on me though. Like I'm cold, but I don't want the hot air to blow on me. It's weird. Center, center. Center, center. Well, look at that. There's got to be something in there. Exactly. Exactly. Center. Oh, this still has a separator in. That's the issue. Does this still have the separator in? No. Okay. All right. There we go. It was the stupid separator. I got like 2 drinks of coffee left here. On my other channel, I've thought about doing a couple of, you can pick like just chatting or whatever, where we just talk about sci-fi books, sci-fi and fantasy books, because I have so many and I love talking about it. I don't know any of the new stuff though, like from 2010 on, probably. I don't know anybody at all. All right, so this is exactly what we want. Now, what we're gonna do, Actually, let's do a third one just to make sure. What are our things? Let's look at our. There should be a. Let's get this Word document out of here. There should be a public class or something. Age. There we go. We'll put age in here. Not there. That's not at all where we want that. And we'll go age. We'll not do that. We'll center. I should have just duplicated. In fact, let's just delete this one. And we'll duplicate this one. Then put age here. So I used to read a ton. I also used to ride the bus to work, and so that was an hour each direction. So it was like 2 hours of reading a day. Lately, I just look at like Reddit and shit on my phone, and I'm not quite. I need to break that habit because there's nothing even on Reddit that I'm like. I'm looking at stuff like I don't care. You know, swiping. I don't care. And but I just keep looking. It's like the first thing I do when I wake up, and this got to be terrible. Like a terrible thing to be constantly. This can go. Oh, that's a different thing that we will be using if we get to it today. But this is going to be our prefab, and I think I'm going to start calling these, like I said yesterday, I think I'm going to put like a folder. Because I have like these UI scenes. I guess this is fine. I guess UI scene is fine. I'm going to put this in here. And we're going to call it population list prefab. We don't need to know it's an H. No, we do. H box container. That's very long. You know, I never read Discworld, and it's so I don't think I ever read any of Terry Pratchett's stuff, which seems unlikely, but I guess I missed him. So the first thing we got to do is we got to also change this thing into a button, and I was saying earlier that we need to rename this to. Because that's for the population list. Let's make sure that it is. It is. This is going to be a button on here, but what we're going to do, I think, how did I do this on my other thing? I think I put a button. Oh, this is an HBox thing, though. Or no, it's just a straight up panel container? No, it's not. What did I call this thing? No, I guess it is. First, we're going to go. Uh, let's put some text in here so I can tell what's happening. This is actually, it's not going to have text though. We're going to just like stick it over the top of this. I wonder if we put this in here. You know what we should do actually? We're gonna put this. This is gonna change everything, but it's fine. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. These ones need to get out of here. I don't know where you need to go, but you need to get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. And then the button. No, that didn't work. Yeah, it's just this pile of shit right here. It's just this pile of shit right here. It's just this little button. This does need to be here. These two things need to be we're gonna deal with this thing. We could actually turn these off now so we don't have to see them. We want this particular thing to be one button. So what I was gonna do is put just a button over the top of them. Yeah, I want the button to go over the top of the whole V box. Oh, but the V box, we made it that big. I wonder why I did it that way. Let's not do it that way. Oh, did we do a margin thing? No. This is just a straight up container. It is, but I don't know what I'm doing. And it's also, I started changing in my other, I've been slowly adjusting how I do things. So this is like, I don't do it this way anymore. So this is a container, I think, or just a panel. I think we want this to be a panel container. I don't know really why, but that's what I've been doing. Oh, wait, then we had a margin container inside that. Oh, look at that. The population's way down there now. All right, so I knew that there would be some fixing. Okay, and this was this way to make it so it didn't sit at the top. That's what's going on there. So let's rename this county title. We didn't want it to sit at be stuck to the top. So I put a margin thing with this, but now this is behind something. This is still good, it looks like. This thing, I wonder why it looks like it's behind that. It should be from bottom up, if I remember correctly. I was talking about that before yesterday. And I watched this video of a guy who was talking about the mistakes he made creating his game, and one of the things he said was that he didn't plan ahead for his new features and stuff enough. So he would just set up the thing individually, even though he knew he needed other stuff. He would just be like, I'll just get this one thing to work. And then when he had to come back, exactly what I'm doing now, when he had to come back, he had to redo the whole thing. I think the issue is this is big. It is. Okay. So this button, we don't want it to be this big. We want it to be smaller. and these I have turned off because we're gonna change them into a button as well on their own. So we'll fuck with that after we do this button. We'll fuck with this other button. These ones I want turned on. So this needs to not be inside. Yeah, this needs to not be inside here. It needs to be a baby. But I wanted this to be up here. And this button, yeah, we want it to be like this. This is perfect. We're getting there. This button, though, needs to not be... I don't know what the fuck happened here. It should be inside of my button. There we go. Then this button needs to be smaller. So let me think about this. To make this smaller, we can use a margin container to push it around so that it's just like in the center. Well, not in the center specifically, but we could use a margin container, or let's see how this works here. Make sure I was on the right thing here. No, I don't need it. I think I'm gonna have to use a margin container. No, wait, it's the canvas item. Control, base button, control, layout is what I'm looking for. Transform. Oh, I can't change this. What are you inside of here? You're inside of the county info panel, which is kind of what we want. County and Heroes V-Box only has 2 children. No, that's right. That's this thing, and then there's the Hero V-Box. It's blank right now because there's nothing in there. When it generates. That was the thing yesterday we were doing. Let's turn this off too, just so that, okay, this is not that one. This one. Just so we have less shit to look at. So this must be on fill? No? Layout direction? No. Maybe we should take this off, out of the info panel. No, I don't feel like it should be. I feel like I've got something else going on here. Container sizing, here we go. Then this V box we want to be under layout. No, we don't want that. That's from the old thing. We want this to be... I'm just seeing this shouldn't have filled up the whole thing. All right. We want it to be the whole width, but we don't want it to be... We want it like that. Like that right there. Except I want this to be the same. I think this is going to fill it all the way up. Yeah, it doesn't. We don't want that. We want shrink center, I guess. But we want to manually force the size, and we can't do that here. I don't think it's going to work. I think I'm going to have to put the button a different way. I was hoping the button would fit like the size of the V-Box, so it would adjust on its own. Yeah. Fill. Like it's close. Well, I know it's not close. I just want it to fit this size, which is 200 by 50. But it doesn't look like it will do it. But if I put this inside this thing, I don't think that's going to help me either. Because it's going to put it on it. Yeah, it's not going to. Oh, is that the trick? My minimum size? I felt like that. The fuck is it? Minimum size 250. Then what happened to our text here? When I put the when I put the button in there, it fucked everything up. Thank you. That was the. There we go. Then we got the population, and we got this. Is this still turned off? Good. So then the button. Well, we'll do another one of these, and we'll put the idle workers in there because they're gonna be basically the same thing, except it will be below it. And this one though. Idle workers. You know what? The word I was looking for earlier when I was talking about developers helping each other out and, helping to whatever. Solidarity. That's the word I was looking for. We can make this go to the bottom, but I think this is going to look dumb. We got to fix this other. What happened to my text here? I think things are they're like off. Oh, they're turned off. That's that's the problem. Okay. Yeah, that looks dumb as shit. So we don't want that. What we're gonna want, man, then we're gonna have like a bazillion V boxes. Okay, so we got our two buttons. We just want the buttons to be up higher. So basically, I think what we're gonna want to do. This is a different V box. I have a hard time seeing. It's because like my monitor and my eyes are dying. This should be. Yeah, it has these two things in it. So that's the V box that's like this one and this one. Then we're going to need another V box that's inside this thing that's for this one and this one. So let's add another V box. So many of these. Pop and idle workers VBox. And this is basically in Unity the same thing. Someone actually came into the chat one day and was like, "Holy shit, you have so many UI things," and I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "How do you deal with all that shit?" He's like, "I would go insane," and I was like, "There's not, this is part of the game. You can't like not have UI things, and especially in a 4X game, it's all UI stuff. Like all you have is a map, and then the rest is UI stuff." All right, this is exactly what I wanted. So now we have the two buttons ready to go, and this is a perfect time for me to take a break. So I will be back in less than 5 minutes. The cat got all freaked out earlier when I was setting up my stream because I moved the pillows and blankets off my bed, and it thinks that I'm gonna like hit it with the pillow or something. Like I've never done that, but I feel like it lives in fear. So it took off. So maybe the cat wants back in too. So maybe I'll let the poor kitty. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, the cat did want in. The cat was eager to return to the inside. Seems to have hurt its foot somehow too. It's not my cat. It's just some neighborhood cat. It's often hurting itself or getting hurt somehow. I was thinking about how we're going to do this idle workers thing. And right now we don't have the workers doing anything, so it's going to be the same, but we're going to plan ahead for that. So I think what we'll do, so this is like when you click that, we're going to put a script on here. And this script will control these things. And so what we'll do is we'll add a script to. Do I have anything inside? No. We're gonna do a new. Well, no, we're not. We're just gonna do a new script. I was gonna say we're new folder, but no. This is going to be idle button, because this is for the buttons with an S. With an S. Where'd you go, script? We can turn this thing off. Where'd you go, script? I thought you said scripts. I thought it said the scripts folder. Here it is. Oh, I do have a UI folder. I thought I did earlier, and I was like, I guess not. No, it was the public classes was throwing me off. We'll put this in here. Then we'll open it up. And then we'll get rid of this shit. I don't think we need that. Then we will have, the first thing you do, we're going to have on button click. We need a play thing. We need a private void here too. And then we need a name space maybe. Yeah, it started streaming earlier today. Oh, I already said this because I didn't have anything to do. Anything going on. And I think we're going to want a bool. Pop type. Because it's going to be two different things. Well, first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to show population. Oh, well, we need some private. What is this thing? What is this scene? It's a margin container? Okay. It is a margin container. Private. And this is the population list. Margin container. Sure. So that's the first thing we're going to do is make this thing show. And then we're going to test this with both buttons. So we're going to have to put a signal in here. And we're going to go. And then we're going to add a bool. And we're going to say off. And then on this one, whoops, I fucked that up. Where'd it go? Didn't like that. We want it to be, oh, I haven't attached the script yet, but it's going to be here. Need to put the script on here first. Then I'm going to save it. Then I go back to here. Button up. Then we're going to go to here. Off. Connect. Why are you popping this one open? Did I do it again and I didn't pick the right thing? Jesus Christ. I'll get there eventually. Add. Connect. One above. One above. There we go. Then we're going to do the same thing with this one. And start closing all these things. You know, I'm going to change the name of that thing too. This is going to be idle workers. All right, then we can test this to make sure that what I've done so far is going to work here. Oh, I didn't put a whatchamacallit in here. I didn't put anything here. Didn't put my export. My export is very important. This isn't a oh, wait. It's this thing that we want. See, that's why I put in these. That's why, you know, I don't put like var and stuff. I don't think you can put var at the top there, but that's why I do that. Did not work though. Let's double check our signals. I feel like my signals didn't work. My signal didn't attach. What the fuck? You know, I had this advanced before. I forget how I did this. There was like a thing I had to do. It's here. Okay, so now it's there. It wasn't sticking before. I think I was picking the wrong thing or something. Uh, then we're gonna go to here and here. There we go. There we go. Then there we go. That looks awful. Well, you know what we need? Oh, we need a panel that covers this whole thing up. That's what we need. And you know what? It would have worked with white text then. And I didn't even think about it. So this just has a VBox inside and a margin thing. So what we actually need on here is a panel container, and then we'll make the panel container. Oh, the panel container needs to be inside though. Oh, it is. It is inside of here. And this will all be underneath here. This we're going to get rid of eventually. And this can, I don't think I want it actually inside the VBox. I think I want the VBox inside of it. Now that I think about it. Because this should be... Where did my... Now I fucked it all up. Where did my VBox go? This needs to be in here. This needs to be in here. This needs to be... What the fuck is this thing? Because it's off. It's because it's turned off. Um, all right, we're gonna now. We need to fix all this, but we needed a panel in here. Unless we could have maybe we could have done. Is this have a? Let me see here. No. No. So this thing though needs to fit to the size of the margin thing, and the margin thing is now fucked up. No, the margin thing is right. It's interesting. It shows it as this size. Then this needs to be expanded to the whole size. So I'm not sure why I don't have that option, but we'll figure it out. It's because we got to go to like container sizing. We got to go fill. There we go. Then we want this to be at the top, which we do with this thing. See, now it looks terrible because it's in because it's oh, actually we don't want it all the way at the top. Gotta look behind me so that I don't roll over the cat. The title is in the right spot. But this is in the wrong spot now. So we need either another margin thing. I think actually what we need is this to be here. Horizontal. No. We need another V box. Another one? No. This one probably goes up to the top. This one goes here. Here we go. But we're still missing. This one needs to go here. There we go. But once again, it looks terrible with the black text. So if I had just thought about we also need like a slight gap over here. So it's not touching. That's easy though. We'll just go like that. Oh, look at this at the top. Wonder what's up with this thing. It's like it's not, it's like 28. Who knows? Who knows what the fuck that is? All right, so let's fix all this text again. Jesus Christ. Well, it will slowly get into my mind where everything is colors, and that will be a good thing. Can we change 3 things at once? Let's see here. We sure can. And then this prefab, we want to do the same thing. I wonder if I have to do it. Well, let's see. Yeah, we have to be inside this thing. Which is it's this nice, beautiful, very long one. Don't like that. It's showing right here, though, so once it gets in the container, I guess it gets fixed. Then we did it. Except we're going to need a button that says close that's not in well, I want it in the panel, but we don't want it. We don't want this text to go over it, which I have a feeling is going to happen. One of these days, I'll know where everything is. This is just going to say close. And we're going to line it at the bottom and centered. So that's actually where we want it. But the problem is, and I'm pretty sure this is going to happen, it's going to go over the text will go over this. You know what we're also going to need? To make life more complicated, we're going to need a scroll bar on this thing. Let's get it to work with this, and then we'll add the scroll bar after. Because I've never done that with Godot. I'm like a pro with doing that in whatchamacallit, Unity. I've done it so many fucking times at this point. And it has like the scroll bar in Unity has all this stuff already added in, so we might be fucking ourselves here. So let's not bother. Let's not worry about the text going over this close button, but we're just gonna need the close button to work so we can test it. So that's exactly what we want. We'll link this over here. I wonder if it's easier because it says you can pick it. I wonder if it's easier to use the picking option. Let's try it. Oh, you pick it from the one you've already... Okay, that's not going to do us any good. This is going to be over on this, I believe. We don't want advanced. And then let's make sure that that's stuck. There it is. Okay. So let's turn this thing off. Let's rebuild our guy here, rerun it. Yeah, the whole game's UI stuff, so by the time I'm done with this, I'm going to be a fucking old pro here. And then this button should also open up right now. It would seem like the same thing. We probably want it to say that this is, idle population versus... Oh, we can't click on that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. Probably... I don't know. Let's put that on my thing here. On when I don't like that how I wrote that, but whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it, right? So when this opens now, we're basically gonna do the same thing. How we're gonna do this? This actually is oh, I made them different though, didn't I? No, I didn't. I did. I made them different. So we might need to make a decision here. and fix all this. So in the population generation thing, I have two different types of lists, and I don't think I don't think well let's double check, but I'm pretty sure this is where I was testing that. This would be under county data. Yeah, I don't know which one to pick. I'm more familiar with C sharp lists. And the other issue, so the whole reason I went with this one was because I was trying to see if you could see inside of it, but you can't. So there's no reason to use it, I suppose. We're going to go with a C sharp list because later I also know, I don't know really how to do it, but I've done it in the past with chat's help. Way to make events happen inside uh, when lists change, like we can have like things happen. So I think this is the way we're going to do it. Now I'm waiting for some bugs to show up because we changed some things like population generation. What are you doing, bugs? No. There we go. County population is what I called it. No overload method takes 2. So yeah, we're going to do this. We just need to change this back to, we don't need this I. So I want to see what, oh, this is a Bikini Kill song. I was like, this sounds so familiar. I know you guys can't hear it. I might change these to enums as well. We'll see. We'll see. Let's continue forward here because this is where we get like kind of it's not that complicated, but it's complicated for my skill level. So let's run this though real quick and make sure that the population is getting generated. Let's just make sure everything that we've done so far is not, we haven't fucked anything up because it's quite possible that I have fucked something up. We don't have any bugs. There's 4 population, there's 11 population, there's 11, and there should be between 1 and whatever. And these people are still showing up, so that's correct. We don't have any, so that's exactly how we, oh wait, we didn't test one part. We didn't test the most important part. That these buttons still work. So let's click on here. This button works, we still have our test there. This button works, we still have our test there. So we're gonna need a couple of things. Let's see, we should put it in here. Where's my, we'll put it here. We're gonna need a label. What the fuck? A private. just stop with the fingers. A private label called poppy. God damn it. Population list title. And we'll do a little thing here. If idle workers is equal to false. Oh, I got a typo in there. Equals county population. We're not going to do that. We're going to put in, so I have this like file. I like to not have text just typed into the code in some random spot. We'll call it titles. That's what I've been calling those things. Now I'm thinking maybe that isn't what we want. Say pop lists equals, and I got to look at localization because I think this is going to take kind of like get rid of this whole thing. Fuck. This is so much work for these 2 lines. Jesus Christ. So we'll fix this. This will be, then that will be there. Else. Okay, now we can test this with, once we put this thing in here. Couldn't find my script on here. Population title label. I should change the name of that. So if we click here, it says can't. Oh, we got to close it first. I think we probably will want that to be clickable. All right, so we got one step done. The next step is going to, the next step, I was thinking maybe we'd put this in a different order. We're going to generate, now we're going to instantiate those little things. So we're going to need the prefab. It's a packed scene. But you know what's weird is in my other one, I just stopped using packed scene and just putting in what they were, and it was working fine. But maybe I was just getting fucking lucky. This is going to be population. Population list prefab. I'm using the word prefab again. Then it's going to be if idle workers equals false. I wonder if there's another way to do this. Because right now it's the same thing. Can you, let's see. How are we figuring out what is an idle worker? It's by that thing in there. We could change it to like a bool that says is idle. I think, let's see. If we, in this, That's not what we want. We want that to be saved first. County population. So how I was doing this before was if the current activity equaled like idle, like the word idle, then they knew, or actually it was if it equaled scavenger, because they scavenge when they're idle, they do their own thing. But we could make it a bool that's like is idle, and so when it looks through for each, we could do a for each when it goes through. We wouldn't have to have two different ones. It would just look like idle no. Oh, except that they are. The population is always all of them. The other one, I don't know. I think we got to have two different. It just seems like such a waste to have the same code twice. Almost identical code. Let's write it once with the false in here, and that will give us an idea of what we need. We're gonna need a parent. It's. I think no, it's a V box. I'm pretty sure. V box it is. It is a V box. And this is gonna be parent. And then we're going to need what is this thing? This is an H box. H box container population list. Now we'll just call it population. And this is going to be H box container. This is pretty close, but this is going to be prefab. Instantiate. And then this is going to be, well, I'm way ahead of what I'm trying to do here. But we can use what I just wrote. If I can just fucking not hit that key over and over again. This is wrong. All right. But first, we're going to do, this should be for each. And then we need a county data. So how are we getting the county data? It was the last place we clicked on. And are we keeping selected county data? It's right there. So for each, let's actually put it right above this. We're gonna change what we're looking for. We're gonna need a list of county population called county population, and it's gonna equal globals instance dot county selected county data dot, and we're actually going to use the hero population for this first part. So this is basically going to happen twice. We're going to do the hero population, and then we're going to do the heroes come first, and then we'll have a thing. And we could control that with a bool, like say the first time it runs, it's this time, this thing, and then the second time it's run. But there's only gonna be one in there. So actually, maybe for this one, we'll just do straight county population just to have a better test, and then we'll do the hero one next. For each person, no wait, county person in. And we're just gonna, this is gonna just put out a bunch of boxes. You know, it's not, they're not gonna have anything in them yet. Yeah, I think that's how that should work. They're just gonna be the prefab spit out, and the top there should be an extra one because of the top prefab that's already sitting in there that we'll delete after this. Oh, we didn't connect a bunch of stuff. We need to go to this thing. And we need a prefab in here. We should have got 3. Or sorry, yeah, 3 because there's already one in there. And it said there was 2 people in there. And we'll delete that one in a second. And we should get like a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, you know that's right because the hero's not in there. So that is right. Then what we'll do well, I was thinking, I was in deep thought here. This shouldn't be called I'm gonna call this entry. I don't like that either. I'm gonna call this item. I want, what is it when you have a column in Excel? What is that called? Or uh, not a column. The fuck is the other thing called? Can't, I can't fucking remember. Uh, row. We'll call it population row. That's what we're gonna call it. Population row. Okay, so this is then population row. I guess I don't like that name either. We're gonna need a label. The first, so if we, let's look at how this looks too. Name, age, sex. We're gonna need a. We can do get child for each of them, but it's. If I rearrange things get fucked up. Label, name. But then it's the same thing if I rename them, so I guess I'm fucked either way. This we need to convert this to a label. I am fucked either way. And then age, was that what was next? It was. And then sex. And then name text equals person dot name. Is that what we did? I don't feel like that's. I feel like I wouldn't have put. No, it's not. We don't actually need this. Joker, how's it going? I know. I need to stop rename. I love it, man. I don't actually love it. I just love doing it. I love like looking at something and being, I don't like this name. Um, it doesn't help me. Uh, First name. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? This is wrong. Where did we get person from? No, it is person. It's like first name. I forgot a quote. I forgot quotes. I gotta change my music. I know you guys can't hear it. And first name, and then person, last name, squigs. All right, so that should be the name one, and then age dot text is gonna equal person age to string, and then the sex is gonna equal. Sadly, this one is not gonna be as easy. If person dot sex no is male is equal to true. I think I have this written somewhere else, and I could have just modified it. Uh, oh, I got two. I got like an Elsie else. There is there is silent music too. See, now I'm hard coding this in, and this is I was just saying I don't like doing that, but I guess that's what we're doing here. Now, let's see what disasters we have set up for ourselves. Joker, I didn't see your. I do know. I do know. All right. All right. This disaster turned out to not be a disaster. So Dorothy, Joan, Clarence. These people are gonna. The two dudes are gonna be stoked living here. Though, yeah. Let's see. We got this close button. Oh, this is gonna just continue. This is gonna make it longer. It should just keep adding people because I haven't dealt with that. Scott Allen, I didn't even look here. Yeah, it's still adding. Scott Allen should be on here. All right, so let's deal with that. When this thing closes, we can do an on visibility change, or we can just put in this close button. I've actually been in my other game on visibility change also. So just like what was happening yesterday um, on my stream with the order of things happening, the on visibility change actually was um, like happening after what I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna rewrite a bunch of code in that one, not online or not while I stream, but and have it control with the close button again, because that's how I originally had it. Then I changed it over to on visibility change or on visibility change my other one, and the same as like yesterday. Blah 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 blah. Basically, I'm still learning, if you can believe that. For each H box, actually, that's what I want. It's not called population list parent. What the fuck did I? It is. Why don't you like this? Oh, I know why. Because we need get children at the end, and we need that. We want to population row Q free, my friend. Um, I think it was telling me that the other day too. Did I ask you already how your morning, afternoon is going, Joker? Okay. Invalid cast type. Did that go away? It did go away. Here we go. Oh, I blew away the wrong. I blew away too much. Too much was destroyed. um, so we want to keep this. We want to keep this. We don't want this. And in fact, we can delete this right now. This doesn't need to be there anymore. So it was deleting this and this. Let's comment this out real quick. I just want to make sure I didn't just delete something that I needed. I'm going to keep clicking on this just to see if this goes over that button. Well, not only does it go over the button, but it pushes the button off the screen. We're going to have this scroll bar. Even though that was a bug. I was using the bug to my advantage. So how can I do this here? I wanted to skip the first get children. First, that probably has to be uncommented. You have you have actual cabs where you live? Like a taxi? Those exist? I'm shocked. Um, I kind of vaguely wasn't this happening? I changed like I just had the wrong stuff. I had the wrong thing in yesterday. So basically, what I want to do, let's look at this again. I want to go. So I have this container. It needs to stay here. This container, this thing needs to stay here. This container needs to stay here. And then we just need to keep adding these other HBox containers into it. So I got to do a for loop because I don't want to delete all of them. I just want to do some of them. Int I equals 2 0 1 2 parents lists. Come back here. You were right there, and then I kept typing. Parents I is less than parents that's why population dot count. Get child. It was right there. It was right there. um, I plus plus. Then we'll do get child I. There we go. I think this is what we got to do because we want to skip the first two. Yeah, we have bugs. What did I put as the? Let's see here. Did I put the wrong parent? Where's my population VBox container panel container population VBox container? That's this one. Am I looking at the wrong? Let's put this at the bottom. I guess. No, we want it to hide first. You know what we can do? What we can do here is let's look at the remote and see if there's a bunch of shit in here. I guess it wouldn't happen yet. Let's open it up and then let's see if there's a bunch. If I've got the right spot. Maybe I've got the wrong spot. 0 1 2. Which one is this? I'm gonna move this to the other screen here and make it go and see if it. Yeah, it's just the top one has a different name. Not that it matters. All right. Let's close this and check these errors again, because 54. GD prints population list parent child count plus population list parent get child count. I mean, I'm looking at it over there. I think I hit insert, the dreaded insert button. Oh my God, something has happened. Jesus Christ, you never want to hit the dreaded insert button. What is this other error I was getting? I feel like maybe I am missing, I mean, not local. Uh, I have parent here, right? This is parent. Man, another hour's passed. Child count 12. So there should be. But they're still over here, too. Maybe I can't do it before it's hidden? And there are 12. So that, I mean, I'm going to move this hide thing. I don't think that matters, but what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? Is out of bounds. All right, I'm going to try something else here. You know, that always starts at 0. I don't want to actually do 0, but maybe I'm looking at the wrong spot. Oh, look at that. It went 3 times. Why would it do it 3 times? Oh, because it deleted some of them. Okay, the population list parents. Should be this one. Is this thing still running? I'm curious. Yeah, that stuff's still here. I must have the wrong parent in here. Oh, look at deleted stuff over here. I have the wrong parent in. That's what it is. But I wonder how it worked at all then. No. Population list, margin container, panel container, vlist, population vbox container, population vbox container. That's this one. This is the right parent. Am I population list parent? You print the count inside the loop, but the count won't update. Oh, so we just want to get rid of. And that's why the 3 worked earlier, because it had some that weren't. It put the population count. No. Um, well, the print isn't the issue. But I'm thinking. This is my thinking thought. This is my. um, this is my. Uh, but the count, it should. I know. I guess every time it goes through the loop, the count should be getting smaller, though. Oh shit! That's the solution. I'm getting the child off where the script's attached, and that's why the fucking Jesus Christ. Oh, I've done that multiple times. It's weird too because this isn't like I'm not doing things differently than I would have in Unity. Like this part, uh, this part is pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Like I don't have the script specific. Sometimes I would do that, but more often I would not. And in fact, when I first started, I kind of changed. And I used to attach more scripts to the specific thing, and then I started going back to the order of execution. I started moving a script like up one in the tree because the things were executing this is up with Unity executing in a weird order. Um, and so it's weird that I'm falling for these problems in this, but I'm not doing anything new. That one's supposed to be blank. And that looks right. Because they're all being Jesus Christ, what an idiotic mistake. Oh my god. And I literally did it up adding them in. All right. Perfect time to take. Thank you, Win. Thank you. Perfect time for me to take a break. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. I gotta turn off my music that you guys can't hear. All right. Be right back. All right. I am back. Let me turn on my break timer. Awards? That part works, yes. The whole game, no. I mean, I guess it does. It would be a horrible game though. You just click and look at your population, and then you're done with the game. I have 0 millions. Again, still not again. Like, well, yeah, I guess it is again. All right, we don't need that thing. Now we need to add in. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. Is that I want to write this twice. Because I don't want to. I want to. I'm gonna put this in I'm gonna make a method of this. Generate population rows, and I'm gonna put all this in here, except what did I just do here? Oh, I need the for. I need the for loop in there. I'm gonna put this in here, and we're gonna do this different though. We're gonna put in a list in here, and it's gonna be called county population, just to make this extremely confusing. And then we're going to put an if statement in here. If heroes generated equals false, and then do I want this at the top? No. I'm going to have it right here. No, I'm going to get an endless loop if I do this way. So on the click, we basically need it to run twice. We need to generate it first for the heroes and then second for the non-heroes. I know what we do. It's so easy. We go you mean up here? Probably not. We could put this up here. We could put this up here. We go, this is what we do. Generates population. I was just earlier, I was like, I want less duplicate text. Duplicate code. And then I was probably saying that while I had that duplicate code there. As I was typing in this. We want hero. Then we want this exact same thing. With county. No, stop it. Then we get rid of this thing. then we can put this all here. Well, let's test that and see if that works how it should. Thank you, Joker. Multiple of the same statements. All right, so we got 11 people. We're gonna have to actually count with our minds. I was trying to think what we counted with, and I guess it's our minds, our brain. So Virginia Wood is the hero. We know that. So Virginia Wood is at the top, which is what we want. We want the heroes to be at the top. So there should be 11 people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So if we close this and then we open this one up, Anthony Nelson should be at the top. All right. So that works great. Now we got to fix. Right now it's the same thing. Whoops. Right now it's the same thing. Not anymore. That's what we just fixed. That was what my big bug was. It was adding up, and I was trying to delete them all, and I did something stupid. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to pretend like it never happened. So now we need to have, when you click the idle workers button, right now it's going to be the same because everyone's idle. But I want to put in the. Actually, No, let's set it up now. I was gonna say let's kick this down the road so I don't have to do it right now. That was the my thought process. So we can do a bool. The population one, it doesn't matter if they're. It doesn't matter if they. So if idle workers equals true, which is what happens when you click on that other thing, we're going to want it to go through this list, but I don't want to have to. I don't want to have. This is the duplicate code I was talking about. I don't want to have a separate one of these. That does basically the same thing. So we could put a bool in here, I suppose. Well, you gotta type on the keyboard, right? Idle workers. Trying to think if there's a way for it. I guess this is the only way. But then, so let's say it's true. We're still having two of the same thing, basically. It's just, can you do? Can you do like a for loop with an if statement in it? For each with an if. An inf? Hey, look, isn't that one of those lambda things we were talking about? Oh, wait, is this a for or this is a for each? For each. What did I put up here? I did put for each. Yeah, that's the problem. I can't think of a way to do this without basically duplicate code. Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world to have the duplicate code, but it's doing like identical stuff. It's going to do a check and say, like, is this person an idle worker? And then add them to the list. it's. I think you're right, actually. I'm not thinking hard enough. So we have the person in here. There is a way to do it. It's coming. I'm thinking hard enough. If idle workers equals false. No, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. If this is false, we do this. Let's do that. Let's see if there's a way I can do this. And then else we do this, but in here it checks if the person's idle. Now it's just a duplicate. There's got to be another way to do this. For each person, can you check in here? No. It's exactly the same. I could make a function out of this. I could make a method out of this. Right now it's exactly the same. It might change later though. I can make a method out of this. Because this is the same as up there. What happens if we do this? Get out of here. Get out of here. All of it. Get out of here. I like talking to my code like it's a cat or something. Get out of here. I'm still thinking. I know I'm sitting here in silence with a weird look on my face. I'm thinking. Let's rename this because this is a little bit confusing. So that's if they've clicked the idle workers button or not. It's either the population or the idle workers. I think I'm in my. I have a rocking chair in the other room. I almost never use it though. I've used it like since I bought it like 3 times in like 6, 7 years. I thought it'd be awesome, but it actually has like a little weirdness to it. So when you rock in it, it like creaks and has weird shit. Can you do if string equals anything? I want it to equal anything. This one in it, well, it also has like this weird. So you'd get like this weird thing if it's not empty. Yes. There's no way for us to test this right now, too, so it's even more awesome. Um, you know what you could do, though? This is what we could do. No, but it's the same thing. Then we just still have two things. And it just comes back to the same two things that don't. You know what? Let's blow this down the road. Let's do this right now. Where's my idle button? Can I make you not do anything? There we go. Then let's. All the heroes are in rainbow. Well, I guess not on this one. I want to get rid of this thing. Let's make sure this doesn't do anything. Okay. So yeah, we don't need to do that right now. We don't have a way to test it. This is done, but we're going to have, go away. We're going to have idle workers button. Show the idle workers. Do we really even care? Maybe. We'll put it over here. I think we're just going to have two of them. One that shows idle and one that should. The problem is that that's so error prone. Like I'll fix one and then I won't fix the other one. But we'll leave this like this for now. How much time do I have? I have enough time. We can step on to the next part, which. Yeah, exactly. We can put it in the thing that people will desperately beg for when the game's released. They'll be like, we gotta have this, and I'll be like, well, I'll add it to the roadmap. Like I never thought about it, and then it'll all look really cool. Or I'll be like, it's already in the roadmap. All right, that shit we don't need anymore. So the next thing we're gonna need, though, and I actually didn't even think about this, even though I should have. Exactly. I should have actually thought about this before. This is supposed to be a button. We literally went through this all at the beginning, like try to pre-think about things, and I did not do it. I can't put it above it. I think I can rechild this though. I can like no. Um, make scene root. The problem is now though, I bet you. Well, besides all the bugs we're gonna get because it doesn't. This is the wrong type of thing. I bet you it doesn't. Well, maybe it will. Let's see. We gotta fix our bugs though. 32. Not this one though. This is now a button, and this is a button. Oh wow, look at this color that we got this time. That thing's hardcore. 33. Because this is a grandchild now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. It's because the button's too small. That can be fixed though. That's fixable. We want this to no. We want this to go like that. Yeah, we all we have to do is make this button. What is my minimum? Didn't I do some minimum things here? I did not. What is the minimum? We have a thing. Look at that. It's not. It's 104. Oh, I've been looking at the wrong thing, but that shouldn't be 104 anyways. The title's a little larger. Oh, they're just some bizarro size. Turning things into a button is kind of hard. That is, I'll give Unity that. You can turn like anything into a button. You can just add a button component to it. Um, so that whole thing has to line up though with the other thing. That might work, except we don't know the button size. We just have some weird. Let's see what that looks like. I kind of like that it has a different shading in the background. Obviously, you can always use a texture button and use no texture, and then it's an invisible button. What's a texture button? Maybe that's what I want. Can I stick it to this thing? It's gonna still put it there though. Yeah, like this. I need it to be like a. So we can make this bigger, I guess. That's not a big deal. I want this thing to be clickable. Is what I want. It's like maybe there's a signal that's built in. Let's see if we can just fix this button because this actually kind of look better. We just got to make it a little bit bigger. Layout. We can do a minimum size. Man, Bikini Kill comes up a lot in my music mix. I'm surprised. I don't know why. Sarah Hairwire. There's my wife. Um, you know what's surprising here is it's well, I guess it's not happening. Yeah, like it's pretty easy to accidentally click between these, which is blowing my mind. I just did it again. All right, this is gonna work though. Arthur Jones, Arthur Jones. Then it looks like I might look like I'm spacing out, but what I was doing was like, what do we got to do next? We're going to stick a script to this thing. It is. I'm a big clicker. Like you guys probably can't tell that how much I'm clicking, and I'm actually not doing it that much in this, but I'm a big clicker of like, let's say I want to click on this button, like I start clicking here, like click, click, click. That's how I operate. It's good in IT because like if you accidentally hit delete and you ruin your whole life, it's a good thing to do. What's interesting is also my coworkers. A lot of them are very scared to click on stuff. It will be like they'll be like, "I got this thing, and it says to click if you want more information." I was like, "So what's the more information?" They're like, "I'm not clicking on that thing." Like, okay. All right, so this button is going to have a thing on it. It's not going to be called a button, though. We're going to rename this. And then we're going to add scripts. This is going to be actually, wait, not that. This is going to be called row button. We're going to rename that. We want this to say row. And then we're going to add scripts. This is going to be a pretty short script, but it will do. Clicked it twice. I wasn't patient enough. We're going to need up here. Well, we're going to need our namespace thing, of course. Player space. We don't want the Windows button. It's going to do us no good. Then up here, we're going to want I don't know what we're going to do here, though. It's going to be a panel container. I think. That we want show to be spelled right, and I want this. Oh, am I getting that weird error? There's this weird error that I get every once in a while where it will start duplicating container. We'll start duplicating text. Then we're gonna put we're gonna attach the script to here though first. Then we're going to put a button up. Then we're gonna put. I guess I should be doing unbutton up. Then we're gonna need a another. It's gonna be a panel container. You know what we haven't messed with at all is like stopping time when that thing opens. Um, uh, button up is when you let up on the button, which is like how all buttons work in like websites and stuff. Like here's a button, I'm holding it down, so it doesn't do anything until you let up. You know what I mean? Like on with back to my weird clicking too much. A lot of times I'll click too much and I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't want that, so I just don't let up on the button until I like move it away. So far, they've been working like that. That's how like I have all my things. Hopefully, hopefully that's what's going on. Um, we can test it here once we get one. We're going to duplicate this margin container, and then we're going to delete everything out of here. Actually, we can just, right now, we might need a couple of those things. We can test it, though, right here. I'm not sure what we're going to need. I think we're definitely going to need the V-Box, probably. I don't know. Um, the only thing is I can't put this in here. I can't put this because it's its own scene. I'm going to rename this thing here too. This is going to be population row button. So since I can't link this to the other stuff, I don't think there's another way we can do this here. Yeah, I can't drag that over there. So there's another way. Let's see. Do we have anything on here? We don't. We have a thing here. Is this? Yeah. So we're going to put it here. I'll take this out of here. And we'll go. And then that is still that way. Did I leave it private? All right, let's make sure that I didn't fuck up this node thing though. Okay, there, we got our button click thing. And then, whoops, we forgot to turn that off. I forgot to turn this off. That one needs to be closed. This one needs to be closed. Then we're gonna make this a button too. Uh-oh. Oh, I renamed that thing. There we go with the renaming, right? Well, okay, I renamed that thing, but it also needs this thing. Margin container? What did I do? I did a panel container. I did a panel container. That song was pretty good that I was just heard. Who was it? Let's see. the frights you're going. I know you guys can't hear it. All right, population. Oh man. Uh, I broke something over here with my button. My buttonness. We don't actually need this right now. Well, it's good to know that I'm. It's good to know that I'm right every once in 1,374 times. Right? You know. Where is it saying this? 31. Oh, did I change the prefab? Probably. It's still here. We can. You know what? I also have that advanced thing. Man, what the fuck did I do? On click bool. Oh, we don't need this anymore. Well, I guess we'll leave that there. 31. I'm gonna put this back in here. Man, what did I do? Invalid cast. Somewhere I have a thing wrong. When we change this, it worked for a second. Packed scene. Is it the get children? Let's see. Get children. You know, I didn't try it after I was doing my get child thing. Um, let's try the one thing. That's what it is. It's the get child thing. Let's try the and I'll look at your image 1 second. Uh, get node. How does this thing look? I gotta look at how it looks somewhere. You know, I saw it earlier somewhere, and I was like, oh, there's a get node that I did. Here we go, where I didn't change anything. All right, I just need to look at one. Does it look in the children get node? The children's children. Get node. Label. Clable. Name label. Just the immediate children. Well, that doesn't do any good. Gets, is there a gets? Get grandchildren? No. That just returns. You know, a way we can test to make sure. I'm pretty sure this is the reason. Is this get children's children? We could get rid of. We could just comment out this thing, and then it would just give us, 11 of whatever empty things. That just say this at least. Still no. So it's not that issue. It's something else. The fuck did I do to this? 31. Wonder if I put it like that. And the other thing, it was weird. What were you saying down here? No, I can't do it as a button. Not O. Is this not a button? This is a button. All right, I'm gonna look at this thing. I need to think about something else. Do you care if I show this? Line 18. I wonder if my whatchamacallit, um yeah, that I wonder if that got I messed up something with my, where's my buttons? False. True. What are we looking at again? The video editor. All in Godot. What do we got over here? What's this? Is this his organization? That thing's looking pretty intense. Is this open source? Oh, I scrolled. Uh, um, is it open source? That's nice. All right, well, all my copying around of stuff over here. is what seems to have happened, except it's still saying that this is a bad cast. We don't want this down here. Um, so this should be blank. Oh, all right. That should be nothing. Wonder why was it working? No, it was working as a button for a second. It was working as a button for a second. Let's double check. I thought I did. I thought I had it set. So it was showing, remember the buttons were showing, but they were squished. And then I changed, I think I did this. It was it's this get child. What exactly does this thing say here? Let's do this again here. What happened? It still does this though when I what the fuck is this song? This is country music. I don't give a fuck who mother folk, it's country music. I don't know what this is. Never heard of this band, but it's country music. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I know you guys can't hear. Population row button to type Godot button. Just to make sure we're working on the same thing here. This is a packed scene, which is this thing, which is a button. Let's go back to here. Well, I think it's the same button. Let's build it again because I just renamed that thing. Now it's empty, which is what we want. It's not that. It's this. Then once we get this working, I'm gonna call it a day. We've actually made some pretty good progress the past couple of days. I know what it is. That's it. Is that where were you onto the same thing? Wind? I'm pretty sure that's it. That's happened to me before. Yeah, that's what it was. That's happened to me before, but it needs to I need to fuck that up more often so that I'll know immediately where it's like, oh, I know what it is. It's I didn't see it. Sadly, I wish I had. It's a bummer that, I double checked after I was talking to I think Joker said like the messages were like 40 seconds behind or something, and I checked and it's supposed to, like, chat messages are supposed to be, it's on the quickest, the lowest latency. But man, they are behind. When there was another guy in chat, I think it was last weekend or yesterday or something, where I was starting to get frustrated because I was like, I already said this like a minute ago. And I thought he was questioning me twice. All right, now we got some other broken issue. You know what? It might not be a broken issue. We want this thing to go away. We're going to need county. We want another thing here. This is going to have to be. Yeah, it's weird that I feel like it fluctuates the craziness of this is going to be public. What is this thing? This thing is a margin container as well. I feel like it fluctuates in how shitty it is. Population list margin container. I don't know why I called this one a panel container. I guess we'll margin container. Then when we click one of these buttons, this should show and close that other one. Not close. I've seen it too. Maybe it's how many followers you have or some shit like that. They're like, yeah, we'll put you on the shitty thing because you don't have 10,000 people watching or something. Oh, I didn't even put the thing in here. Just making sure those were closed. Hidden. Gotta change my terminology here. It says it's open. It's invisible. So I'll do it. I don't think it would. I would start having negative viewers. Good God, get that guy out of here. So that probably was working. It just weird. There's nothing to see in here. Which is, let's rename. Let's turn these on. Turn this off, and we'll name this. Even though this is not what we're doing full time, I just wanted to, we need to be able to see what we're doing. We need to see that there's a change here. All right, so we're partially next. Oh, actually, I guess it's only Saturday today. My 3-day weeks are throwing me off. Johnny Patterson over there. Yeah, it's Saturday. So maybe tomorrow I'll finish finish this population description. So there's two. Oh no, our close button is broken. Let's fix that. I know what that problem is. We just don't have this link to the right. Oh, we don't. We have it linked to some other thing. We'll have to fix that. I'll put that on my list too, because I need to call it a day here. Population description close button needs implementation. 8 hours. One of my friends recently streamed, what's that? Baldur's Gate for 8 hours. And I cannot imagine streaming for 8 hours. I streamed for 7 hours once, and that was brutal. All right, so these are all items that we got to do before we can move on to the next thing, which I don't even. Oh, we're going to start spawning heroes. heroes and armies. Well, they're just heroes right now, but that'll be we won't probably get that tomorrow. 8 hour stream, 300 cancel. I thought the cancellation fee went to the people who don't show up to watch it. I thought they got it. No, it is the host. Do they do that in real life? They probably do. Anyways. So I saw someone doing another, like, you know how like when you go to Twitch, there was somebody who was doing a 24-hour stream. It was for, oh, I think it was Nucrium. Was it Nucrium? I don't remember who it was, but it was for some charity event. And so that I kind of like, and they were taking, you know, breaks and stuff, but they were like 14 hours in or something when I happened to see it. I don't actually watch Twitch that much, but when I load up Twitch to do other things, I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, there's some sort of charity thing, which I can kind of understand, but 20 for, yeah, I can't do it. 7 hours is so fucking long. Anyways, thank you guys for the help. Thank you for joining me. I gotta push this code, but you don't need to see that. I will talk to you next time. Have a good day or night. Bye.